this though. If you're not going to get a TO and you're going back to the desk, your first trip to the desk is your worst trip to the desk. What do I mean by that? I mean the first time you go to the desk and you show that customer that that's a possibility, especially if you go to the desk results in you coming back with lower numbers, lower monthly payments, lower sale price, lower down payments, more favorable terms and conditions for the buyer, they're going to keep sending you back and forth. They're going to be playing ping pong with you. Literally, they're going to be serving you all over the place, spiking. You cannot go to the desk and not expect there to be a consequence. Your first trip to the desk is your worst trip to the desk. Now, if you're going to the desk because that's your only option, okay, you have to go and do that. And we're going to practice preventing from having to do that and keeping, seated, keeping your butt glued to the chair, right? Keeping your ass glued to the chair. There's no rating on this video, but your first trip to the desk is your worst trip to the desk. It's going to cost you something. Make sure if you go up there, when you come back, remember this, you have to justify the chop. We're going to go into this in other videos. You have to justify the chop, how those numbers got down. How did you do that? Whenever I train salespeople, any car sales training we do, we always make sure we justify the chop. But your first trip to the desk is your worst trip to the desk. Remember that. Remember, the reciprocity in the process that's built in, the customer's indebtedness to you as a salesperson is real. They feel like they need to reciprocate to you. If you give them something, they have to give you something back. You give them a level 10 experience, they have to give you their money, give you their business. But the reciprocity is built in with you, not the manager. So they're always going to pay you more than they are the manager because you've spent an hour and a half with them at this point. You've gone over the product. You've done an amazing vehicle demonstration, hood and trunk, test drive, went through their needs assessment, offered them a beverage, a warm, fuzzy hello. Like, you've done all these things. They're going to want to pay you more than they're going to give the manager. They're going to feel like they owe it to you, right? So remember that. And also understand that they're going to feel like the ultimate goal is for them not to want to say no more than they want to say yes. That's the ultimate goal. You want them to not want to say no more than you want them to say yes. You're going to hear me say this in other videos. So just remember, reciprocity is built in with you. You can go and get the TO, but be mindful that in most cases, it doesn't always work out where the manager makes you money. They could actually lose you money in the spirit of making a deal. Just think about it this way. Imagine you're hanging at the bar and you have a really cool bartender. And you're hanging there for 2 hours and you're ordering drinks and shots, doing all these things. And then the bartender shifts up. Bartender leaves. New bartender comes on a half hour later. Now, let's just assume that you didn't tip the first bartender before they ended their shift and they pooled tips or whatever the case. The point being is, you're not going to tip the bartender you're with for 20 minutes or 10 minutes the same way you would the cool bartender you were with for 2 hours. Or let's say the manager came on after the bartender shift. You're not going to tip the manager as much as you're going to tip the cool bartender. The same thing applies here. It's analogous to this. So just remember, you can go and get the TO, but it doesn't always mean you're going to make money. In most cases, it's going to mean you're going to lose money. As you start to become more skilled and trained in selling cars, and as we continue to work together, I like to call them rounds. I call them rounds, meaning every time I go and try to get more money down, I try to get more monthly payment, I try to maybe go to a longer term. I say special term, I don't say extended term, a special term. That's one round. And then if I justify how far away we are in payment, I'll then move that money towards the down payment. I'm going to teach you guys all of the math, and we've gone over it in other videos as well, but that's one round. Getting more money down, more monthly payment, longer term, or switch to a lease from a finance, or switch vehicle. That's one round. I like to go 2 whole rounds until I've already touched every base twice, and then I will go and maybe get a TO, or at least go back to the desk, or go in another direction. If I maybe go to a credit app, I have that up my sleeve. So there's a number of ways of doing it, but I like to go 2 rounds, meaning I try to get more money down, tried to get a higher monthly payment, tried to go to a longer term, tried to switch to a lease, tried to switch vehicle. Last case scenario, worst case scenario, I'll switch vehicle. That's like the last resort because the value is not built into the cheaper vehicle. The value is built into the vehicle the customer test drove and said that they would sign and drive home today if the numbers were agreeable. So changing vehicle, yes, it'll discount price. It'll also discount value. So you may want to leave that for a very last resort, but you could try it. You could try it just to move them closer to the vehicle they really love. So it really depends on the customer, but I try one round for sure if you're just starting out. as you get more advanced, you go 2 rounds, you try to move down payment, monthly payment term, and that works well for me. We're gonna practice that in some live role-playing videos. I'll show you guys how I do that, how I do the math, how I justify the difference in payment, so on and so forth. So 1 or 2 rounds, that works for me. I think that'll work great for you as well. Hey, my friend, thank you for watching. And if you want to see videos just like this one, please like and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate the love and support. And don't forget, leave some comments down below. I'm looking forward to all of your interaction and feedback, and I can't wait to bring you more videos just like this one. Thanks again. I'll talk to you soon.